Did you take the feedback from Austin's exam and everything, and how do you feel about what that says about him moving forward?
I felt like it was good news, in that there wasn't anything structural or any muscle injury. So we'll manage him like we would any other player, and when he's ready to go, he'll be back.
Goodwin, of course, has been playing so well off the bench. So he had the ankle injury. Do you know kind of the extent of that, and how concerned are you about it?
It's a grade 1.
And what does that mean exactly?
There's 3 grades. Grade 3 is bad.
Right.
So grade 1 would be the best version of an ankle sprain. So the best version of a bad thing.
Thank you. So this, you just saw the Clippers, right? I think they have a couple. Powell could be back, Jones Jr. could be out, but anything from the last game that is most important going into this game?
Yeah, we can clean up a lot of stuff, and it's not anything that is drastic. We should be able to handle it in the pregame film. But a few things for us to clean up defensively and continue to emphasize, and then offensively for us, I really just think it comes down to our spacing and what we're trying to get when we get the switches and we get the empty corner ISOs. Just gotta clean that up.
JJ, LeBron's 18 points away from scoring 50,000 points between.
Oh, right. You know what?
Can I get my question out?
Well, I meant to start this with saying I know one of you is going to ask me about the 18,000 or the 18 points to 50,000. Can we wait till he does it?
No,
Because you're going to ask me after the
No, I'm not asking about the accomplishment. I'm not asking about the question. You could allow me to ask my question. So, someone who lives the game, is there a NBA statistical accomplishment, whether it be Wilt's 100, Lakers winning 33 in a row, Warriors 73, Bill Russell's 11, et cetera, that you think stands out among all of them?
Wow, that's a great question. Great question. I would say the Wilt game, for an individual sort of singular performance, probably stands out the most. And then I don't think anybody is touching 11 rings. I mean, that's not going to happen again.
Appreciate it.
What about 8 made 2s in the 3-point contest
That one, I could see someone breaking my record on that one. I could see someone breaking my record on that one. They miss most of their shots in the first 3 spots, and then they're like, I'm gonna go for Redick's record. Just all middies.
JJ, 2 for you. First, the offense has largely gone through LeBron, Luka, Austin, and Rui. Not having 2 of those top 4, how do you anticipate the rest of the group kind of, picking up the slack offensively?
Yeah, you certainly are going to play through those 2 guys today. Your hope is that with the right spacing, we can generate some good threes, and guys like Gabe and Doe and Dalton can make threes. But I think another thing that we're going to emphasize for the second straight night is just our effort offense. And I know I mentioned Greg St. Jean's slide from Friday night. That bench group had whatever it was, 9 steals. They had 6 offensive rebounds. Like they did generate offense through just being banshees. So gonna need that again tonight.
And then we saw last night you were at the UCLA game with your family and the Wooden Award. What was that experience like?
No, it was awesome. I mean, it's such a cool experience to go to a high-level college basketball game. And I had actually never been in Poly Pavilion before, and have wanted to go to a game all season. Just schedule hadn't allowed it, and we were at a hotel right near there for 6 weeks, and drove by on a number of game days when I was either coming here or coming back from here. Or there was one game recently that was like an off day, and people were turning in to go to the game, and I was like, crap, I should have looked at the schedule. I actually could have gone today. So my youngest son has a classmate whose dad works for UCLA. So I saw him at school this past week and was like, really want to come to the game Saturday. So he hooked us up, and just really impressed, with both teams. And JuJu Watkins is one of one. Like she's incredible. All first time seeing her play in person, but obviously I've watched her before. But she lived up to the hype.
JJ, to take you back a little bit, I think it was in Philadelphia, like Bronny had been playing really well in the G League, and you guys went to him in a game, didn't go great, and then he went back down to the G League. He's been playing really well again. Is that just like, what are the ebbs and flows like when you're a rookie and you might get a shot and then not get another one for a month, and then I guess more broadly, how have you made of his sort of progress? What you've heard from Zach and stuff like that from
Yeah,
the second people.
I think he's had a really productive rookie season. He's gotten a lot better. We can see that. I think you're the first time you go through that as a rookie. Sometimes you have to go through it for 3 or 4 years as well. But it's different to not play every night, and particularly for a second round pick. Very common for them to sort of go back and forth between the NBA roster and the G League and go on assignment. For our two-way guys, even some of our vets that have been in and out of the rotation, like I've had a lot of guys that have had to stay ready, and I think overall the group has been very professional with that.
During the stretch where you've 21 games where you guys have had the top defensive rating, you guys have also been top 10 in transition defense. After that was a struggle early in the season, what does it say about the group that they're able to flip that switch or flip the script on that in the way that they did, or way that they have rather?
Yeah, I think we all recognize just the necessity of cleaning that up. I think there's. I was talking with Max earlier. I think there's 5 teams in the NBA. They're top 10 in half-court offense and half-court defense, PPP, and even early we're one of them. And even early in the year, we were pretty good after makes. We were pretty good in the half-court defensively. Like that was our weak point. So I think just the guys knew it. We worked on it. We talked about it. It's the first thing that starts every defensive edit is our transition defense, and credit to the guys for being better there.
Yeah.
Hey JJ, when you've been talking about how LeBron's been playing at a high level defensively, to what extent has that been correlated with having a relatively less burdened offensive role with Luka versus other factors that play into that?
Yeah, I think it started before we traded for Luka, and in that stretch where we didn't have AD or Luka, he was doing it. He's in insane shape. He takes care of himself. He's able to push himself. He knows what pushing a boundary is, and he can push himself to a boundary, ask for a sub, get back in there a few minutes later, push himself to a boundary again. So I think the effort exerted, on both sides of the ball has been there all season.
JJ, how do you evaluate the possession battle? Like, what numbers do you use? How do you communicate that with your staff and with your team?
You can just look at scoring opportunities. I think is the easiest one, and I think the effort offense, part of that is the crashing. Our gang rebounding, keeping them off the offensive glass, and then trying to limit turnovers, which at times has been really good. I know for most of the season we were one of the better teams in the league at that. I haven't looked at it recently, but we've had some high turnover games, and those are probably the games that scare you the most. Going back to Kobe's question about transition defense, live ball turnovers are the kryptonite to your transition defense, and was the other night against the Clippers. So I think the good offense helps the good defense, and that helps you win the possession battle, the scoring opportunity battle.
Vincent started the second half for reuse. Would that be the way to go to start the game today?
Sure.
Cool. And then who do you script out, like who's going to get maybe the minutes that Gabe would have played off the bench, and somebody that hasn't played in a little while, or is it ever a feel of how the game's going?
No, we have a matrix for every game, and we have a backup matrix, and then we have a scenario matrix. It's built out, and then you feel it out in game. But you're prepared for all the scenarios every game.
Thanks, Coach.